Hey guys, welcome to the Rat Grind channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's episode 35 of the Rat Grind channel, and today I'm just going to give you guys an update on my crypto trading as well as my ETF trading and some news about the cryptocurrency market that had transpired today. All right, so let's get right in it. First of all, if this is your first time joining me on this channel, please do subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell if you haven't done so, and please smash the likes. Please show your support for this channel by giving me your feedback and showing me your comments. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to have a conversation with you and see how else I can improve this channel and continue providing you guys more feedback. We got quite a bit to cover today, and it's quite late, so I want to be able to get it to you guys as efficiently as possible. So first of all, let's talk about the rat grind today. So my natural gas ETF trade failed again. I made the wrong call. I'm going to show you that what I expected to happen. I was telling you guys that I was going to make the trade that I did last week in reverse and see how that worked out for me, and it did not pan well. Because I just wanted to experiment. I wanted to see what would happen depending on what the technical analysis was. So that showed me that sometimes the technical analysis doesn't always work. Sometimes there's just patterns that just play through day in, day out that you just have to be able to follow and not go against the grain sometimes. So I'll give you guys an update on that. The bear market was beat by the natural gas bull. So that's my fail for today. So don't copy my trade, please. None of the stuff that I say in this channel is financial advice. Do your own research and don't copy my trades per se. Just use them as an inspiration or learning experience. I have a lot of experience in business. I've run companies. I've done all of that, but stock trading is new to me, so I'm learning the game, and I don't have a lot of money involved in my my day trading and stuff like that. So because I'm still learning, right? But I'm putting in my money instead of doing paper trading. I'm putting in my real money so that I can be able to actually feel the mistakes that I do, so that they have actual real world consequences. All right. So as far as the crypto market, it has shown a slight recovery overall, but there's still some bearish sentiment out there that may still push the market down even further over the coming weekend. So we'll have to see. We'll have to watch out for. I'll give you guys an update on that. I'll give you guys an update on that when we review the charts. So I'm still holding off, trying to avoid a bull trap. Because sometimes that happens. It goes bull, and then you think you get confirmation it's going to recover, and then it throws you back out and then sells off, and it just basically took you out for a ride. So I don't want that to happen to me. So for some practical coin news today, the biggest news of the day, it's been all over the web. A lot of publications have already covered it. The United States Justice Department is working with the CFTC, the Commodities Future Commission, on investigating potential market manipulation in the crypto space. So now we have the SEC going after illegal ICOs, and then now we have the Justice Department and the CFTC going after manipulators, right? So I think that is something that is a short-term FUD, short-term negative news, but overall it's going to help the market be more stable and mature. The second bit of news is more Americans will be turning to crypto when the new law, when the Fed relaxes some of this regulation, the Federal Reserve relaxes some of regulation. So we're going to get into that. We talked about that a little bit yesterday, but there's slightly some new coverage on that particular news that I'm going to share with you guys. And there's a new mining malware that's been hitting Apple Mac computers. So beware of that. I'm going to tell you guys a brief update on what that is so that you can feel and you can be protected. The other bit of news too is Singapore warns 8 exchanges for illegal activities, right? For unregistered securities. So that's something that came through the grapevine early this morning. And the Zimbabwe High Court reverses its crypto ban. So the central government, the central bank of Zimbabwe, has banned crypto. but the high court in Zimbabwe has reversed that decision. So that's very, very good news. And the last thing that I want to be able to share with you guys is that small banks have been making money with Bitcoin. So I'm going to share that all with you guys. So first, let's get into the stock trades that I'm doing. So first of all, as you can see, we're looking at my Thinkorswim platform. This is my TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform that you can see on your screen right now, and we're looking at the natural gas futures chart. As you can see, it continued its bull run. It's currently oversold, as you can see on the RSI. You may not see that behind me. Let me just see if I can move. How can I do that? Okay, maybe I can move this charts. Okay, there. That's much better. So you guys can see this is the RSI chart. As you can see, it continued its oversold level, and historically it has not done that. As you can see, it would do that a little bit here, and then it would drop. It did that here, and then it dropped. It did that here, it dropped. So and did that. So this is sort of, my analysis didn't work, but that was what I was hoping for, that it would drop. So I played the bull and I lost. So as you can see, my position here, let me move to the as you can see, right, it sold off, and I told you guys yesterday that I would sell it if it hit this 22.20. That was my stop loss, and it hit my stop loss. So that's what happened. So I got stopped out of the trade. That's why I was forced to sell my position. But I knew that risk, trying to take it, because I wanted to experiment. I wanted to learn something new that I hadn't learned before, because for this particular ETF, I saw an opportunity to make significant gains because it's completely oversold. So I wanted to take that risk because I would lose 2%, but I could gain 6-7%. So that was something that I was willing to do. So I'll give you guys an update tomorrow if I'm able to day trade tomorrow. My day trades have been cleared out, so I can get back into day trading. As you know, you're limited to 3 day trades in an entire week. So that prevents you from continually buying the same stock. Day trading is you buy the same stock today and you sell it today. So that's something I can't do because I'm going to be flagged as a pattern day trader, which I don't want to, because I don't have $25,000 in my account. So I can't do that. So I'm building towards that, but we'll see tomorrow what we can be able to do. I'm going to do some review early morning. I'm quite busy right now. I'm helping my son doing some with his report. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning and finish it up with him, just review it and get it printed and all that stuff. So I'm gonna see if I can be able to trade early morning or do analysis, but if not, we have a long weekend, so I'm gonna study up this whole weekend and get prepared for that. All right, so let's get right into the crypto news. So as you can see, guys, let me just expand the screen just ever so slightly. So as you can see, there's more green today, right? There's a lot of green. Ethereum is up 1.78%. This is based on the 24-hour chart. I'm looking at Cointelegraph's Coin360. Bitcoin Cash is up. Ripple XRP is up down here. Litecoin, Neo, EOS did a big recovery today. It's 11.21%. I think it's one of the, out of the top coins out there, it's one of the ones that really had a massive recovery. So that is amazing news, guys. So let's check out the actual charts, the cryptocurrency charts, right? So as you can see, let me refresh this data. It might be a little bit outdated right now. There. So oops. All right, so as you can see, today's market cap is $337 billion. That's, it's not great, but it's still, we're not dropping to 200 zones that we did in the past when it went down to like $6,000, $5,500 for Bitcoin, right? Sorry, guys. And the 24-hour volume is $19 billion, and the Bitcoin dominance is at 38.4%. So as you can see, a lot of the cryptos are back in the green, although there's still a lot of the top 100 they're still remaining in the red. Steam yesterday, as you can remember, it had a big it had a big pump yesterday, but it dropped 13% today, so that corrected. Bitcoin private, for some reason, I guess, a lot of people want more of these privacy coins, so it's continued its bullish sentiment and this bullish uptrend. So we're gonna keep an eye on that. I haven't really played with Bitcoin private, but I just have to see what else can that offer us. Let's look at, I'm curious to see 0RX, what happened to it today. Oh wow, Skycoin was one of the biggest pumps yesterday. As you can see, it dumped. So that's some of the things, guys. You really have to know the coins that you're investing in, because there's a lot of potential pumps and dumps that happen within the market itself. So I'm looking at 0RX. Where is 0RX? Can't find it. Let's go search for it. All right, so I guess it continued its upward trend. It's up 6% 24 hours today, so that's a good thing. It continues its bullish sentiment. Again, this is part of the Paradox coin that came out. I mean, the news that came out yesterday, where Coinbase Pro is launching, and they went ahead and acquired Paradox. And so, 0RX, like I told you guys yesterday, is a cryptocurrency that allows you to trade ERC20 tokens on the Ethereum blockchain. So that's what that is for. So that's one of the reasons why it could potentially pump up. All right, so let's look at the Bitcoin charts. As you can see, we were looking at this chart yesterday. Excuse me. Right now it's at 7,000. Where is it right now? Oh, 7,488. That's the price on Bitfinex as of this morning. It's midnight already, and as you can see, it had that pullback, major crash, flash crashes, right? And then it bounced, and it did a slight recovery, but it's back in the red, guys. So we got to keep watching this, because it has done that here. As you can see, it bounces, pulls back. That's like a dead cat bounce, but it doesn't recover high enough. It doesn't go up high enough, and then it continues to flash crash. So we're gonna have to see how this all pans out for us, and see if it can be able to regain its momentum. But again, big picture, guys, we're still on an upward trend, right? So just keep that in mind. Let's look at Ethereum, guys. Ethereum, it took a major beating. So I'm curious to see how that all works out. So yeah, so it's still in that 600 592 level that has been bouncing off of it. It tried to go up and was rejected by the 15-day exponential moving average line, as you can see. So I'm still keeping my charts here, unlike the Bitcoin one, because that one's completely broke down. There was a big flash crash that happened in the last couple of days, but it was able to bounce off of this, and it went back up, but it got rejected by the 15-day EMA right there. So we're gonna have to watch this, what happens in the next couple of days, because if it's not able to sustain and get back into that bullish momentum, then we can go drop all the way down to about $500. So again, that's, like I said, I don't want that to happen, but it can happen. All right, so we'll keep an eye. I'll keep you guys updated on that, and we'll see what happens. So let's get through the news. So the biggest news today was that the U.S. Department of Justice launched a criminal probe into Bitcoin price manipulation. So, they're working with the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, the CFTC, like I said, to try to go after bad actors that are trying to, spoof, layer their orders in so that it can manipulate the people to think that there's, buyer sentiment. They'll flood the market with buy orders that they don't intend to fulfill. So as your price gets close to that, they automatically close those positions and reject their positions, and that's going to cause the price to go up. So that's some of the manipulations that happen. Like I said, traders colluding. There's a lot of this going on in the market. So they were saying that this is from John Griffin. He's from the University of Texas. He's a finance professor, and he said there's very little monitoring of manipulative trading, spoofing, and wash trading, and it would be very easy to spoof this market. All you need is some more capital, so big players that hold a lot of cryptocurrencies, a lot of Bitcoin, would be able to play this market out. They would be able to put those buy orders and get you to buy up, move up the price, and then sell their position. So that is something that is being cost heavily. That's why the Winklevoss twins, as you remember, I think I reported it, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, that the Winklevoss twins, they own Gemini, the exchange here in the United States, and they're working with NASDAQ to use NASDAQ technology to be able to flag some of these manipulative practices that could be happening on the Gemini platform. But of course, not everybody is taking those precautions or want to take those precautions, so we'll see how this all pans out and what happens here. So I'm going to keep an eye on this particular news and see how that affects the overall market. I think short term, this again caused some major crashes today, flash crashes, but I think on the long tail, on the long term of Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies in general, this is wonderful news, because all of those people that are manipulating the market will be weeded out. So that's exactly what we would need for this market to be accepted, and for the big financial institutions and big whales to be able to get in on the market, the legal whales, right? So we're going to keep an eye on that. So the next bit of news that I want to share with you guys is this is related to the WISE report that I was reporting yesterday, that more Americans will turn to crypto if the Federal Reserve relaxes its post 2008 measures, right? Again, they were talking about the Volcker rule. So the Volcker rule, like I told you guys yesterday, it's a government oversight rule that prevented the banks from using our money, other people's money, to extend themselves into risky investments that may probably not pan out, right? So that's what it is. Because of that, because a lot of this things happening, then a lot of people will realize that cryptocurrencies, although volatile, it's a lot safer, because at least you control your destiny. The banks don't control your money, right? So that is something that we have to look out for and keep an eye on. The next important bit of news that I want to be able to share with you guys, if you guys have Mac computers, Apple Macs, which I do, there's a new strain of malware for Monero that's using your computer to mine Monero. So if you, for some reason, your computer starts heating up, you hear the fan just blazing and running like crazy, then it might be a reason for you to check this out. So let me read this quote to you guys. The malware became public knowledge in a post on Apple's discussion forums, where the MS Helper, it's called MS Helper process, was found to be the culprit. So digging deeper, it was discovered that there were a couple of other suspicious processes installed as well. We went searching and found copies of this file. So that's what's happening, guys. So I suggest what you do is just look for these files, on your Mac computer. Go to your activity monitor, go to, I guess, an application, disk utilities, and activity monitor, and try to search for these programs that are running. So MS Helper, if you see that, then look for where was that, PP Launcher. Look for that as well. It's PP Launcher, as you can see, it's right here. I've highlighted it, so check that out. If you see those, then you probably are infected, so you need to take further steps for you to be able to clean out your computer. All right, so the next bit of news that I want to be able to share with you guys is Singapore warns 8 exchanges over unregistered security trading. So again, similar to what the SEC is trying to do here, they're trying to crack down on securities that are unregistered. So basically, securities are any investment vehicle or any investment that you do that has a promise of future returns, right? I mean, here in the US, they have the Howey test. So read up on that, see how your coins that you're investing in pass the Howey test, and if it does, then you're good. If it doesn't, then it could be a securities problem moving forward. So that's Singapore's de facto central bank, Monetary Authority of Singapore, has warned 8 digital token exchanges to stay away from trading in digital tokens that constitute securities or future contracts, right? So they said that this is, quote, if the digital tokens constitute securities or future contracts, the exchanges must immediately cease the trading of such digital tokens until they have been authorized as an approved exchange or recognized market operator by the MAS, which is the Monetary Authority of Singapore. So I think a lot of the governments are trying to clean up their crypto markets within their own jurisdictions, right? So I think that is, again, short-term negative news, but overall everybody's going to get cleared out, and we will be left with the safest coins that are actually good to be able to have a future with us, right? So keep an eye on what happens here, but I think that's overall, for me, my own opinion, is very, very great news. So the next bit of news that I want to share with you guys was, I told you guys, Zimbabwe's High Court reverses central bank's cryptocurrency ban. Before we continue to this news, I just want to give you guys perspective. Check this out. Can you imagine? I don't know which country you're from, but here in the US, I could not imagine paying with $100 trillion, $50 trillion, $10 trillion. Imagine exchanging, buying groceries, paying for eggs, milk, food, whatever it is, with trillions of dollars. This is the Zim dollars that they call it, Zimbabwe dollars, because they just overprinted their currency. This is again why cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin is so important, because the software does not allow you to print more of it. So inflationary actions by government, central banks, are prohibited. You can't do it. I mean, of course, there's ways to be able to, if you can convince the whole blockchain development core community, millions of people around the world, to accept that, then maybe you could do that. But why would they want to be able to do that if it's going to cost something like this, like hyperinflation? Look, check this other picture out. I saw. Look at that. There was, in their toilets, in their restrooms in Zimbabwe, they said, toilet paper only to be used in this toilet. No cardboard, no cloth, no Zim dollars. Imagine they're using Zim dollars, Zimbabwe dollars, as toilet paper to wipe their butts. Think about that. Think about that, guys. So that's the problem, when a lot of these countries overprint their currencies like we do here in the US. Eventually it's gonna crumble. It happened like I told you guys, after World War One, right before World War Two, in Germany. And this was precisely the reason Hitler was able to gain momentum and gain power, because he said that I'm going to protect you, I'm going to prevent these things from happening, right? So that's why he was able to get into power, because a lot of people, their money had no value whatsoever. So this is a great news that their high court in Zimbabwe reversed the cryptocurrency ban. So they said that the RBZ ban on cryptos lifted by the high court. Administrative justice is alive and well in this jurisdiction. So there's these group of guys that they're the legal team that were fighting the RBZ, which the RBZ basically is the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, which is their central bank in Zimbabwe. So so that's really, really great news, because it means that it's very, very great for the people that live there, because they don't have to be stuck with worthless dollars, worthless Zimbabwe dollars. They can actually convert that into cryptocurrencies that, although again volatile, it's not hyperinflated like their coins that you're basically, it's worth absolutely nothing, right? So the last bit of news that I want to be able to share with you guys is this. So there was this news on Bitcoinist today that small banks in America are making money with Bitcoin. And how? Because they say that mainstream banks are catching the Bitcoin bug. They started out here that Bitcoin is like a lot of the Wall Street banks, they don't like Bitcoin because it's taking away some of their ability to print more money, to develop, to create fiat money out of thin air. So they can't do that anymore. And so the mainstream banks are jumping on the Bitcoin wagon and raking in high revenue. So there's this one company that, according to the Wall Street Journal, Silvergate's asset base increased from $978 million to more than $1.9 billion. So they got almost $1 billion more in assets. And a significant portion of this came from 250 cryptocurrency firms that particular bank supported. So that's great news. One of the companies that they're supporting is Genesis Global Trading, which is they specialize in crypto trading, right? So they said that it's a calculated risk. They're not stupid. They know that there are inherent risk and potential pitfalls to backing such cryptocurrency firms, right? But they said that it's not for the faint heart, but they see that the opportunity is there. There's a lot of positive opportunity that they can be able to gain by working with a lot of these cryptocurrency firms. So that's really, really good. So the last paragraph here, the trend of small banks banking digital currency firm isn't only limited to the US. Major banks in Europe remain critical of Bitcoin and the crypto market in general. Thus, smaller banks like Falcon and Vontobel in Switzerland, as well as Fidor in Germany and Bank Frick in Liechtenstein, have embraced the crypto market, offering a catalog of useful products and earning huge revenues. All right, so that's really, really, really good news. I think a lot of these smaller banks getting into it, that's what we need, because we need to be able to see that the majority of the people, not just the big banks, can be able to take advantage of the evolution of our currency, our financial system, to be able to gain the revenues that they work hard for, but still not taking advantage of us regular citizens of the world. All right, well, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed the video today. I hope that you find value in it. I'm going to get back into doing more videos tomorrow. I'm going to see what happens in the market. I'm going to keep a watchful eye, and I will keep you guys updated on that. All right, well, again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, smash the likes, and please, please, please comment below. Thank you so much for your time today. I wish you and your family a success-filled day. Good night. Thank you. Goodbye.